really cool being, like, we've been to Germany a few times. It's our first time to Cologne, so been checking out the city and everything's really nice. Yeah, and gamescom itself's pretty cool place if you're into gaming like we are. Like, you can check out all the new releases coming on, new technology over the next 12 months. And it's yeah, really fun.
Yeah, so actually we heard about that you were also in the studios for more digitalization before, and you said that was right. How it was 24 days of work, and but you also did some gambling, or did you just do work there? So what was your task in the studios?
Yeah, we it was pretty cool. Like, we just kind of just went around the whole. They showed the guys at EA are really cool at explaining where they are in the process of making the game. Now they're very open to show us what they've developed and what, you know. Going around the different parts, so it was a really cool time we had there.
It's like we've seen the one level go from what, block format, and so everything's just like block basically. It is. Yeah, and see it go from that to like a level with all the images and everything put on. It's really amazing to see just the amount of work and man hour that go into making a computer game.
Okay. But you also played the game afterwards, so when it was for sale, or on sale, you also did some gambling with it. Did you hear your voices? What did you think about it?
Yeah, it was fun how they kind of put the effects of it, like as they put into us through the radio in the game, and it was like you have all the static and everything go over it, and we were kind of remembering the different. When you do a line, you kind of do 2 or 3 different variations of it, so it's quite fun remembering all those things.
Yeah, and you get to. It's really good because you forget certain stuff that you have done, so it's nice.
How much input did you give to the producers? I mean, how much influence do you have in the creation of the game?
Not really. We kind of just do what they. Because I mean, look, the guys at EA do such a thorough job at getting all the right balance really from the books and the films. So we just kind of go and like, okay, we don't really say anything to improve on that.
So we try our best to try and J.K. Rowling approves everything we do, so we take inspiration from books and the movies, so we get to see the scripts, the words that these guys are talking, and we try and base our scripts around theirs. So hopefully if they saw something glaring, obviously they're going to point it to this. I'm hoping that we haven't made a mistake yet. So we try and make sure that it's familiar, so we're not going to try and do something, we wouldn't put Fred and George in a situation they wouldn't be in the books and the films. So that's fine.
Okay, let's go to the filming, because studios have also a lot of questions about your filming job, and I have a question and you have to answer honest. Because did you ever switch the roles while playing while acting in the movies?
Not on a proper take, we didn't know. Mainly because you know how big the credits are at the end.
Okay.
You imagine being the ones to get all them guys to work an extra hour after they're supposed to get out. So we weren't going to do that.
We did it in a rehearsal once, and it was like a great hall scene when there's like 500 people in the one shot. And we were rehearsing, we weren't in costume or anything, so we thought, well, it's just, that was the only time we've ever done anything like that. But I think we told a journalist that once on like the second movie, and that somehow transpired into, we got caught, we got caught doing it, we got a right telling off from all the producers, we had to reshoot almost half the movie. It's amazing how much fabrication comes from it, but no, we're quite professional in that sense.
Okay. Any other tricks you played on the crew or so, on the staff?
Well, I can tell you about. There's well, it's a bit of a game-related one, really. One of the cars we were in Rupert's dressing room. He's got a telly like this, obsessed with it. And a cast member came in, because we all kind of hang out in there at lunchtime, and he fell asleep where I am now, next to the television. And we had Battlefield 2 just came in, so we're playing that. Turned the volume up to 100%, started like, offloading a few caliber rounds, doing it. And you've never seen someone rise vertically from a shot.
The language was a bit different as well. But no, there's a lot of practical jokes go on set in general. So yeah.
How was decided who was going to play who at the very beginning when you started filming?
We've never found out that question. We turn up for the read-through, which is what all the casts do before you start filming, so you read through the whole script. And we said that we don't know who's Fred and who's George is, so Janet Hudson, who was the head casting director for the first few movies, she was there. We don't know who's Fred and George is. You're kidding, right? So she wandered off and she had just chatted to Dave Hagen at Bristol office and came back and went, right, you're Molly, you're George, James, your friend. So to this day we don't know if it was a...
So at the end of the filming process, one of the characters died. So how did you prepare on this scene?
I don't really want to talk about too much about part 2 because that's quite a while away. But I guess the best you can prepare for something like that, I guess is the way to answer it. But yeah, no, I don't really want to talk about part 2 at the moment, that's right.
If you weren't actors, would you consider something like Fred and George are doing, so like having a prank store? Or what would your alternatives be?
If I was acting?
Yeah.
Well, I was always, at school, like geography was always my favourite subject. So I'd probably gone to university like a few of my mates did and studied geology. So, I don't, to this day, there's not a day I don't think what could have, what would have happened, but I don't know, working with the guys from here, I think something in the gaming world would be a pretty cool job to do. Yeah, so something like that.
It's funny, we always think the other way around.
Okay, as you probably know, Rupert Grint sells ice cream in his free time. Do you have such a special dream you want to fulfill?
Not saying I've tasted Rupert's ice creams. I'm trying. I'd love to be, if I could, I'd be a pro golfer. If I had the talent, that's what I'd like to do. I don't know. Come back to it. Yeah, one thing I'd really love to do. I don't know. I've got like a bucket list of stuff I want to do before I die, and I can't tick them off quite rapidly at the moment. Bungee jump off the tall, like the biggest bungee jump in the world, I think. So Tom Felton did that, and I'm very envious of him for doing that. So maybe something like that.
Back to the games. The last couple of games that were released, like the area is really huge, so you can wander around for hours and hours and just exploring everything. Have you ever like finished exploring the entire virtual Hogwarts and its surroundings, or?
No, I haven't finished the whole thing. I think you do one and then you just kind of wander into a totally different area. But the cool thing about the game is that when we're filming, you come off the Great Hall and you got the car park for the B stage. Whereas in the game, you come off the Great Hall and you're into this starting staircase and everything like that. So in that sense, you can use the game as your own visualization, really, of how everything works. And it's really cool the detail where it goes into.
We're really proud of that, actually, because people playing video games are the only people who get to see this Hogwarts in 3D the way it was imagined I guess, in Joe's head, in Jack Rabbit's head. Whereas with the film set, it's say you go to a set, you come off the lot, and that's it. It's just an empty space. So we're really proud of the fact that the Hogwarts just looks so stunning in 3D, and also for definitely how those part one. I remember I visited the Godric's Hollow set, and it's just awesome. It looks really cool, and just we're proud that we can make it look so authentic. When you play the game, you really feel like this.
Yeah, well, when you guys came around, you'd taken photos of literally everything on the set, had a photo, and we were playing the game, and it was the like you see a set which you've been on for 2 weeks or so, not every day, and you see stuff in the game which you've never noticed before being there. And then when you go back to the set and you see it, they're in such great detail, like in the game. It's these guys really do their job.
It's funny. So we take pictures of everything. So I'd take a picture of this, so that if I'm making this room up, I can use this exact picture to build it in the virtual world. So everyone on the film set thinks we're crazy because we're literally taking pictures of carpets or of bricks on the wall, just so we can be really authentic.
So yeah, we've got really good equipment here for the presentation, but I would like to know what's your personal gaming equipment at home. So do you have a 100-inch flat TV and Xbox?
That'll always be the dream. We've got quite a big. It's a big telly. I don't know how big it is. It fills the wall. And yeah, we've got the main console I play on is a 360, but we do have the like a PS3 and a Wii set up on the same TV. But it's yeah, it's amazing how often it gets used. To be fair, like my friends probably we don't do it so much actually anymore, but we said when we were at university, every night when we were home they'd come round and we'd all play a big FIFA tournament. So yeah, quite big games.
How close are you to the other actors? I mean, you've been working with them for the last couple of years, so I guess you're pretty close. But do you spend your free time rather with your own friends or the friends that you've met during work?
It varies. It varies because we don't all live in London.
Okay.
But if wherever we are, it's kind of like we've got two core group of friends. Like we've got friends in the Midlands where we grew up and everything. So that's our mates from there, and then our mates in London. So yeah, I mean, whenever we're down south, as it were, we definitely hang out with the guys from work. Not just the cast members, but the crew members as well. Because say you've been with these guys 10 years, like you've formed some pretty strong friendships there.
Yeah.
So let's maybe get back to filming. I think you have finished shooting for the last weeks already, and we heard in the news that there was some kind of party coming in. So, but there was no more information. So maybe this is a chance to get some more information. What did you do? Where did you meet?
I can't go into I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but it was we had a wicked party, a really cool party.
I think everyone, it was good. It was cool because everybody that was there, you know, we had like Jules was there, Alan Rippon was there, Jim Broadbent was there, Mark Williams was there. Like everyone kind of made the effort to turn up to the party, and it was cool apart from the English weather. Because it was outdoors, but apart from that, it was really good.
But apparently they've got a term now that if you've been on all the movies, you're called lifers. So we've been on for life, as it were. It's quite a good way to end 10 years of work, and as I say, we obviously will see each other again at the premieres and the cast and crews and all that kind of stuff. But it was a nice send off.
When is like the movie work with the Harry Potter movies really over for you? Because I'm not sure, because if the last scene was shot, then there is still the post-production, and maybe you have to go back to the studio to sync another scene, for example. Like, when is it really over?
It's really, when it's all in the box and everything, I'd say would be the end of probably June or July next year when the film was finished. It's come out, we've finished doing the promotion. Because when we do certainly since the last two films have come out, James and I have been lucky enough to go around promoting the film to different territories all around Europe, and also a few in America. So when that's all done, then that'll be it. So I've still got this feeling that we're still associated with Harry Potter. But after that, I'm not really looking forward to the final parties, the final after party, because that's it. Then that's everything.
Talking about promotion, when you're in the different cities all over the world, do you know different attitudes from the fans? Do they react differently to you depending on the country where they are, or are the fans basically all the same?
The fans are pretty similar all the way around the world, to be honest with you. They're all what makes Potter fans unique to any other kind of franchise of acting, those that we've chatted to, is that Potter fans, they'll come up and chat to you, they're really nice, and then they'll let you get on with whatever you're doing, whereas some other guys from other franchise I speak to, they're very much like they're lauded wherever they go, kind of thing. Actually, whenever we tour, it's quite funny. You learn different things about the films. Like in Norway, all the characters have pretty much got different names apart from Harry Potter. Like it's Fred and Frank, and Quidditch is called Flumpy Dunk, and all that kind of stuff. So but it's on whole, everyone's pretty much the same. I know that Germany's got a huge fan base, and we get quite a lot of messages from guys in Germany, and it's always great to be here.